What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on the E30 again. So as you can see, I got some parts in, but we're not going to be using these today. I'm going to be working on the exhaust because it sounds like a tractor. But I do have these parts in. These will be used on a later video. I have lower control arms, inner tie rod, outer tie rod, sway bar links, and then the lower control arm bushing, and then some windshield wipers. So to get started, I have the car jacked up all the way. It's gonna be kind of tough to film under there, but basically there's 3 E30 exhausts in this shop. None of them are complete. I had to cut my cat out like you guys saw in a previous video because it was stopped up. So I'm gonna get some pipe from the other exhaust and weld in my own pipe to connect to the muffler. So I will come back when I have some progress with that. Alright guys, so I actually pulled the cat off of the junk car over there and I prepped it and cut it the same exact angle and everything. So I'm gonna try to bolt it up on the back side and then tack weld the front side right here and then pull the whole assembly off and weld it all the way around. See if I can get away with doing that. If this is stopped up too, I'm just gonna weld a straight pipe in. I'm not really worried about it, so this is my prep. I'll try to film tacking it together and then I'll definitely film welding it completely, but that's where I'm at right now, so I will see you guys in the next clip. So here's my setup I got going. I'm gonna clamp right there, and then I have the trans jack on the cat, and I'm gonna pull that together and weld it as much as I can and then take it off and weld it completely on the top. But this is my setup. I'm gonna try to film this at least a little bit, so I will catch you guys in the next clip. Alright guys, so I got the exhaust pulled all the way off, and here's where we're welding. So I'm going to get the top side of this and in between real quick, and I'll probably do that on a time lapse, but I'm just trying to get it good enough. I'm obviously not a welder, as you can see right there. It's just my little splatter welds, but it'll do the job. So I'm gonna get going on this and get done with it so I can put it back on the car and see how it sounds. Alright guys, so that is a completely welded exhaust. It's not pretty, but it will do. So I'm going to throw this back in the car and try to start it up and see what it sounds like. So it's been about a week since I filmed anything. I did get the exhaust back under the car and I went to go start it and it runs and it's quiet, so that's good. I didn't film it just because I wanted to make sure that everything was fine before I filmed it, but I did have an oil leak down here, so it was these 2 lines going to the oil distribution. As you can see, there's an oil spot right there, so we tightened those down and I still need to clean that up. But once we fixed the oil leak, the car does not want to run anymore. And you've probably noticed in the You know, past couple clips, I know in the Caprice video it wasn't wanting to idle. I had thought that was kind of a you know, a cold start issue. Turns out it's not. So I'm thinking it's a fuel pump. If we take the return off, we're getting no fuel out of the fuel rail. So I'm going to assume that the fuel pump is bad again. So what that means is that I'm gonna have to order another one. I'm gonna go with another Amazon unit, and they're cheap. It's 40 bucks. So I'm just gonna do that again. I think the one that I bought failed, so I'm gonna try that again. I'm gonna work on getting that out of there. Probably gonna put the top down just so I can have easier access to it. And then once we do that, I believe that this will run again and I can show the car being quiet. When it did start, it was super quiet, so that was nice, but now it doesn't run anymore, of course. So I'm gonna get that on order, and then we will be back doing a fuel pump again. Probably gonna have the fuel pump on this video, so that's why it's gonna take a little bit longer for this video to come out. I know I missed an upload already, so I'm not really worried about it. It's something unfortunate that happens, so it happens. It's car stuff, something always goes wrong. So we'll get that figured out, and then I will get a clip of me putting the fuel pump in, and then another clip of it running, and that should finish out the video. All right, so we are back and we are doing the fuel pump now. So I got a new one, same thing. Don't buy the A premium fuel pump on Amazon. It is a piece of junk. I had to break off the studs. The nuts were just spinning and they stripped out on the studs, so had to break them off to get this fuel level sensor broken free. Now it's loose, so I'm going to take that out and then work on getting the fuel line off, try not to spill any fuel, and then take the fuel pump out and swap it over, and I will get back to you guys once that is done. I think I'm gonna film a clip for my TikTok on actually doing the job, so if you want to see that, check out my TikTok. But I will see you guys once the new one's in. All right, so we finally got this running, and it is mega quiet, so that's awesome. Doesn't sound like a tractor anymore. There's still no tach or no speedometer, but the temperature gauge does work, so that's good. We're sitting here and we're trying to bleed the coolant right now. I think the thermostat may be bad on this. I do not believe, these two top hoses are hot, and this one right here is still able to be touched, so I'm thinking it's a bad thermostat. It's not building pressure, so that would lead me to assume that it's a bad thermostat. But I'm gonna keep messing with this, but this should be the end of the video. If you guys liked the video and want to see more E30 stuff, I have suspension stuff coming up, and then that'll probably be the video after next. I'll probably do another Caprice video. I have some stuff I want to do to it, and I'm ready to drive it, so I'm gonna get working on that. But there is more E30 stuff coming up, so stay tuned.